is one of those applications that can be used to create all kinds of magical designs from a very basic design like this. Blue, simple blue. So how to create really abstract designs. Go over here and use the elliptical marquee tool. Select that, or oval selection. Create an oval selection. You can of course create more complex designs than this selection. But with this selection, all I'm then going to do is edit and copy, and then select, and none, I don't want that selection anymore, edit and paste. Nothing's changed at this point, but what you can do, you can go to layers now, and you can see you've got this layer here, very tiny, but you can go down here to dynamic plugins, click there, and bevel world. Now bevel world's got lots and lots of great features, and you can manipulate it in all kinds of ways, but I'm just going to go with this default one, this smooth, bevel width, 23%, etc. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with any presets. I've never understood why Corel have never added any presets there. It would seem a really obvious thing, but that's it. All you got is the default. Well, once you're happy with it, click OK. And I'm going with this one. Now, go up here, right click, and you would think, oh, come up with some options here to convert. It does, luckily. Convert to default layer. Now, I found during testing this, doesn't always come up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So convert to default layer. And that's what you need. Otherwise, when you try and do this copy and paste, it doesn't always work. So edit and copy. I'm just copying this into the pasteboard or clipboard. And I'm going to remove it now. Don't need it anymore. That's stored away, that beveled design. And it can be anything. It doesn't have to be that beveled design. It, of course, could be images. It could be text. It could be brushstrokes. It could be anything. But then all you need to do is go over here to Effects. And then down here, and you have to remember which one it is, Esoterica. Quite often I go to the wrong one, Surface Control, etc. But it's Esoterica and blobs. So blobs. And unfortunately, the default is the current color, which is a darker blue than the current image at the moment. And you can see it takes a few seconds. Now I'm just leaving it running at this point, but subsequently I'm just going to edit that out so it doesn't take too long. But I just want to show you it's not instantaneous, especially if you push the number of blobs up to say 500. But the default, unfortunately, is always current color. But what you can do, paste buffer, select that, and that's the one with the image that was just saved. That took about a minute on my M1 machine. And that's 500 blobs it's created. You can see the image there. Now you could, if you want, just randomize it again, refresh it. I've also reduced the subsample down. It makes it a bit coarser. By default, it sets to 10. But in this case, I'm just going to go for 3 to make it slightly quicker. And click OK. So you've got that. And I'm just going to remove that and also remove that. You don't need it at that point. Now you can apply it again. But if you're going to do that, I would suggest maybe apply some other effects. Another great option, this one is Effects, and go down here to Surface Control and down to Apply Surface Texture. Now I've still got in the pasteboard, clipboard, that design. And you can see now when I go here with the image luminance, I'm going for image luminance. You could try the others. It's paper and things. They're pretty reasonable, but the result makes it look more like a sketch. But you can always go for 3D brush, and you can see you get a lovely effect like that. That's using the current pattern design. You can see the pattern design there. I'm going to go with image luminance. And you can change the softness, so you can tweak that. And it's fairly quick, fairly responsive. And you also modify the light controls as well if you want to tweak it slightly. And you can also add other colours in. So it's quite useful for adding maybe multiple lights. So you could go for some red and green and blue. So you don't have to have just the white light here that's applied. But that's what I'm going to go for in this case. One light. But you can use more than that. And then click OK. Well, you can now, if you want, go and apply the same effect as before, the blobs, to create even more unusual design. Again, it will default to that current color, so it does take a few seconds to process. Again, annoyingly, it defaults to current color, and you can see the effect of the blue. it actually creates a nice sort of design, sort of strand, distorted design like that, which you may want. And of course, you can always change your pasteboard. You don't have to go with the same one. You could have created something else and then brought that in. But I'm going to change it now to paste buffer. And if you want, you can always click here, refresh. And once you're happy with design, click OK. Well, once you've got this blob design, you can still go and use effects and surface control, and you can go down to apply surface texture, exactly the same as before. And luckily, in this case, it does recall the using. So it's image luminance. You could, of course, try the other ones as well, perfectly reasonable. But image luminance, change that. But also you can go here and you can click anywhere. So just click there and that will add another light. And that light you can change and click here and maybe go for red. And once you've got that, now you can see for some weird reason, if you click off it occasionally, it seems to remove it. What you need to do is go down here and go down to close. And once you've done that, you've got that result and click OK. You can see you can create some really weird and wonderful designs using this apply surface texture as well as the blobs filter. And the blobs filter is really flexible. You can use it with any kind of imagery. So you can bring in various paintings, you can bring in type, you can bring in shapes, you can bring gradients, all kinds of designs can be brought in, and you can literally create millions of unique designs very, very quickly. Though, of course, depending on the power that you've got of your machine. My M1 chip does seem to struggle with the blobs filter, but it does process it. Let's say the 100 blobs takes about a minute to process with this current image. Please put in the comments if you're going to use this filter, and also what other features of Painter you would like to be shown. Now I'm using, you'll notice here, 2023. I haven't upgraded to the latest version, but this filter, the blobs and apply surface texture haven't changed in the current version. So please some comments, always great to hear from you. Also a like or dislike as well. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Always adding new tutorials about Affinity Photo as well as Photoshop and also Corel Painter. Bye.